What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be reacting to
What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews.
And we're starting right now.
Rim low on my fitted, dreams has always been vivid. I'm just trying to go get it, catch me right around and I'm ignorant, I'm just rolling.
See, I wasn't even going to try to pronounce that name because I tried it 10 times and I messed it up.
You stupid.
No, I'm not. Y'all gonna stop disrespecting me because it hurts my feelings. Aww. Let's be friends. Don't be disrespectful.
Don't disrespect me.
Bill Maher explains why he never got married. For folks that do not know, Bill Maher is a very famous political commentator, got his own show. I think it's still running. Anyway, he went to the Howard Stern show, legendary radio talk show host. And it was explaining to Howard Stern, who is married, why he would never get married. I thought it was a really interesting conversation, so I wanted to bubble it up. All right, let's get in there. Let's get active. Without further ado.
You always said, I'm probably not going to get married. I definitely don't want kids. With your devotion to comedy, do you think a wife would have gotten in the way of that? Would that have shifted your focus to the point that you couldn't be funny in a way?
I guess so, but that's not why I never got married.
No?
I mean, it's funny, as I listen to you, as we've repaired our relationship,
yes.
One of the nice things about it is I've been able to listen to you. Also, you're in the car always now.
Right.
So it's fantastic. And,
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. I'm a fan.
Thank you.
And
I'm of you.
And
Yeah.
what I find is that we're alike in so many ways, except that way.
Right.
You asked me if is it the career that would hurt the marriage? No, it's not that. It's just that I never understood how, I've tried to have relationships. I've been in love. I've known some amazing couple,
right?
Women.
So not so amazing, but they look great.
Women were amazing.
But I never understood how you can be with the same person just day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. I just don't get that.
Oh my God, I find it so
I know you do.
Wonderful and relaxing,
right.
And that I don't feel that pressure.
Right.
And you know how weird it is to bring somebody new into your life. I mean, yes, there's an excitement.
He's used to it.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about this real quick because I find this immensely interesting, okay? Because what is it that we're looking at right here? We're looking at two immensely popular, poppin', purpose-driven men with two very different views on marriage, To start off this conversation, what Howard was saying is that, hey, Bill, is this because you would not be as funny? And honestly, when I think about that question, involving someone else in your life, will they take you more out your purpose? Honestly, in my mind, I think that is a component. I don't talk about this a lot on the channel, but I think that, one of the key things that differentiates me as a YouTuber, perhaps, is that generally with people who have gone through the amount of education that I have, or have worked in corporate America for the amount of time that I have, they usually don't do things like this. And the reason why, the large majority, is because they're married with kids, so they're just busy, so they don't have time. I got the time though, because I don't have any of those those things right here.
The reason people don't do YouTube has nothing to do with them being married with kids. You know how I know? Because I'm married with kids. The problem is people take time to do what they want with their time. I have a couple friends that actually want to start a YouTube channel that are single and dotting it up, which is cool. But the problem is they don't take the time to actually sit down and record a video, and they damn sure ain't about to spend 8 to 10 hours editing it if you're doing something fancy. But you know what they do with their time? They either play video games or they out at the club drinking. Everybody spends their time differently. And I'm also similar to him because I've got an MBA. I've worked on Wall Street. I'm in a career that will make $600,000 a year once I get some seniority under my belt. People do what they want with their time, and it doesn't have anything to do with your marriage status.
If I was to get into a long-term, serious, committed relationship, I would think that my priorities would change, and especially if a kid is involved, my priorities would definitely change then. So I wouldn't be as active right here.
Well, YouTube pays you, so technically it's kind of like having a job. So if you're getting paid from being a YouTuber, why would having kids stop you from getting to your money? People don't have kids and just stop going to work. This job is easy. You can literally do it from home. Now, the editing, recording, scripting, and stuff like that, that's not easy. But actually being able to just sit in front of a camera and talk, half these YouTubers just do it with no thought. That's why you get the vloggers and all that stuff. They don't put much effort into it. They take a camera, they shoot, some of them pay someone to edit it, they post it. Done.
But Bill is like, nah, that's not it at all. I just never understood being with the same person day in and day out and da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, Howard, you know, because both are two high-value dudes, right? Meanwhile, Howard is like, oh, but it gives me so much peace of mind, da-da-da. So I just think that in understanding that they are on a walk in a path of life of, you know, leaving legacies, they both have very different views when it comes to from a marriage perspective. I find that immensely interesting. But let's move on.
No, but don't you seriously worry that like somebody could like you know, go to the press about something happens and you know what I mean? I mean, yes, you're not an idiot and you're not going to bring in some maniac.
First of all, if you're a nice person and treat people well, that's much less of a concern. Most people who get in trouble, it's because they do schmucky things. And that's not to say people can't take a shot at you just because they see you're an easy target. People do that all the time, and I'm aware of that. But you can't live your life worrying about what bad shit might happen.
That's true. But you love being alone. You have said that. You love it. In other words, you wake up in the morning, you're happy to be by yourself.
Correct.
And if something funny hits you, you can write it down. I like
all my time to decide what to do with all my time.
Hold on, let's get in there real quick. He switched subjects real quick there, and we started talking about time, and I could talk about the time thing in a quick second. But what I found super interesting about this is I remember seeing a clip of a porn star talking about Bill Maher. You know what? Let me go find that clip and then let's talk about it.
He was really like weird though.
Bill Maher? Well, he's older. You know that, right? Like he's in his 60s and it's like,
well,
hey.
I lied to him. So I started to lie to everybody about my age. So like when I went there, I was 18 and he was like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 22. He was like, well, when did you graduate high school? I couldn't think of the math in my head. So I just said something. He was like, well, sweetie, that would mean you're this old. And so I was like, he was like, so you're lying to me. I don't like liars. So he got real serious, and then he started asking me other questions.
Really?
About, because I was getting money from him, obviously, because he paid me for the service, blah, blah, blah. And I had to split it with the person, or give him a cut, because they had booked it.
Yeah.
He was like, what person?
Oh.
He was so mad.
All right. The reason I wanted to bring this up, I'll leave a link to this video down in the description box down as well. I don't want to keep on going into her recounting of her dirty behavior. I don't want to continue to do that. But I wanted to highlight this and bring this out is that although Bill was talking about, treating people nice, he did say that random things can happen. Now, imagine if this was the same story that happened, but she was underage. Imagine if she was underage and not only is she getting over here later in life and talking about a situation that happened to him, but let's say that she was also underage. Right now, he's a star that has a serious case on his hand. And the thing is like when we talk about this thing of risk, right? And I agree, the more people that you enter into your life, regardless of the amount of due diligence that you do, and you can always increase your level of due diligence to understand garbage from not, but you are increasing the chance that negativity will bring you down. And irrespective, if you're in a marriage, it's because there's less people that you're bringing in. And from a relationship perspective, you're going to be dealing with that one person. But then the con is you're going to be dealing with that one person. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just different things to weigh in whatever your decision is.
Naturally, we want to be around other people. You don't want to be alone. That's why a lot of guys, they date a lot of women because no one wants to just be in a house by themselves. But the only problem is, the more people you entertain in your life, the less time you have to focus on your purpose. So that's why married men tend to make way more than single guys.
But let's get back to the other video.
I like all my time to decide what to do with all my time.
What's your day to day? Because because I like your schedule in my mind that you'll do stand up maybe on a weekend.
Right.
Most comedians I speak to do not love hitting the road.
Oh no.
Is it possible in your career now at the point that you're at, because you're well known on TV, you're famous? Can you bomb on a given night?
No.
No.
Can't bomb.
Okay, wait, hold up. It doesn't look like they're going to talk about time. I thought they were going to talk about time because I think that this one is super important to be able to talk about. That's what I love the most. That's what I love the most. I love my time. I love my time. Let me talk to you guys real quick. And, you know, for all the dudes that have subscribed to the channel, especially my Patreon gang, one of the things that I love to be able to talk about in the identification of what it means to be a high value man is the understanding, or at least when you get to the point in understanding that your time is way more valuable than your money. And when you get to that point, that's when you start to feel icky when people are wasting your time. You start to feel icky when, you know, you have spent time doing something and it was non-value add. You sit over here and you start watching TV and you wake up and you get up like 3 hours later and you're like, man, I could have been making money for the past 3 hours. It's when you start to think about your time. That's the most valuable asset, but money. It's your time, okay? It's your time. So for me to be able to have the maximum amount of time in my day to do the things that I'm doing to create my value, right? And the things that I describe what that is, you know, it could be working out, it could be meditating, right? It could be doing a YouTube video, it could be doing some extracurricular activity from my 9 to 5, right? It's all of these different things that I could be doing. Could be reading a book or listening to an audio. It could be all of these different things, right? But I have the time to be able to do that, and I can be selfish within that time, and I don't have to worry about what someone else is trying to make me do within their day with their errands. You understand what I'm saying? So to me, that's one of the biggest things within that. So let's get back in it. It's not much left.
Honestly, it all depends on what you like doing with your time. Because for me, I like hanging out with my kids and my wife. But if I didn't have that time, what I would be doing with that would be chasing ass. Like I could spend an hour and a half, 2 hours with my kids in a day, and that be good. Because they're in school doing their own thing as well. Everybody has their own life to live. And on the weekends, you get to hang out and relax. Having kids
sucks. I mean, this is the biggest pile of shit ever.
Having kids gives you that opportunity to start over. It gives you that opportunity to enjoy things that you used to enjoy. Like going to the park. Ain't no 30-year-old sitting in the park just relaxing and enjoying it. When you get older, you start to forget the small things in life that make people happy. Because you got bills and all of that stuff. Kids bring you back down to earth. Well, at least my kids do. Some of y'all kids bad as a motherfucker.
Because the people who come, first of all, I'm doing this 40 years. Yeah. You don't bomb. But the people who come to see you are people who paid a hard money ticket. That's the only place I work. I get offered lots of things. I don't want to work corporate gigs.
Why?
Because I'm not a corporate person. I get these calls and the money is outrageous.
Right. It's like triple what you'd normally make in a night.
I don't care what the money is. That's another great thing about being this age. You cannot...
Woo! He's spitting, but what I just say? I didn't even know he was getting ready to say that. I didn't even know he was getting ready to say it. He don't even... That's value right there. That's a high value. That's a high value dude. He don't even care about... No. He cares about his time and his peace of mind. Woo! Speak to him.
Not buy me.
Right.
Time is so much more important than money to me. To get me to do something, you could offer me millions of dollars to go to Dubai and do a show. No. Millions of dollars will not change my life. I'm a simple guy.
Right.
People say, how'd you get enough money to buy into the Mets?
You have no overhead.
I said, no wives,
right.
No alimony,
no
children,
no kids,
yeah.
No stupid hobbies.
What? I know.
I'm not a...
Gambling, going to the casino, strip club, throwing money away, spending $250 a day.
Yeah, that's what single guys do. Going out on dates, strip clubs, all of that stuff. You guys have to remember, date you a chick that doesn't need alimony. Or a girl that doesn't need child support. Someone that has her own, and you don't have to worry about those problems. Like, if me and my lady split, I'm not going to have to worry about child support or alimony. She about to clear $250K in the next job she's about to get. Like, I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
Shout out to Blue Pill Sam, by the way. Yeah, no dumb hobbies. No. Oh, come on. Talk to him, Bill.
Car collecting?
No car collecting, no jewelry, no bling, no hookers, no heroin, no gambling.
Right.
I just like what I like. Weed, and people give me weed. I never have to buy weed.
You're perfect. It's true. Oh, my God.
All right. That's it. That's it for that reaction.
It's hard to explain the pros and cons to someone that doesn't have kids because it's kind of like you just won't see it until you actually in that situation. But anyways, if you like this video, the video you're gonna want to watch next is why 99% of men don't approach women. So that's all I got for you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm out.